international terms? Like, what is the definition of somebody being overweight? Like, what statistics make you overweight? I know weight, but what is the weight? What's the percentage?
Your weight by your age. I mean, everybody's different.
It's a certain
Percentage.
Well, I'll tell you guys. It's your BMI. For those of you who know me, which is body mass index. Body mass index is basically your height in centimeters divided by your weight. So it discriminates against people that work out, some people that are short, some people that are large frame, but it doesn't discriminate against everybody. The reason I use body fat is because body fat basically is what it is. It's your weight and how much of your weight is love. That's what body fat is. BMI is your weight divided by your height and what percentage of that, so what percentage you fall into. So if you're people with a BMI of 25 to 29.9% are considered overweight. Okay? So my BMI is around 25% or 24. And based on that scale, I should weigh 185 pounds. Now, I haven't seen 185 since I was 16. Okay, so I've been overweight for 34 years. Maybe that's why I had HA. But those numbers have changed. Doctors still have the same old scales in their offices. Now, guess what? Those of you who work, guess what insurances are going to go off of? Eventually, there's going to be some law passing. They keep trying to get it passed, but people keep pushing to the side because they got bigger things on their plate right now. But eventually, insurance companies are going to be able to use your BMI for your own particular insurance rates. And there's 1 or 2 states that kind of adopted that already. I can't think of the name of the states that have already adopted that. But so pretty soon, that's why I always put, pay now or you're going to pay later. Because people who have high BMI might be paying more for insurance than people who don't. So it's cheaper to get in shape with Mr. BFIT than it is to have $200-some more dollars coming out of your paycheck a week or every 2 weeks for insurance. Over 30% is considered obese. So when you hear those numbers, like 73% of Americans overweight, that kind of stuff, that comes from those statistics. Some of them are skewed because, again, I'm in that category as well, but it's still close. So if your doctor says to you, hey, your BMI is high, don't say, well, my trainer said I'm good. It's still close in some cases, unless you're more solidly built than you are in shape. Some people are built solidly. This is how it is. You can look at them and tell that person's built solidly, and that's cool. That's cooler, I should say. But if you know you got a lot of love, then don't get mad at the number. Let me ask you guys something. Just go around the room. What causes someone to be overweight or obese? Like big things.
Overeating and that lack of exercise.
What else? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Name them. Keep going.
I was lonely. I moved here from Delaware and I ate my way.
Yep. Next. Yep. Next.
Thyroid disease.
Next.
Family history?
Yep.
What did you say?
Family history.
Perfect. What I was going to say is behaviors such as eating too many calories and not getting enough physical activity, overeating, undertraining, that's what you said. Environmental culture, environment. She's lonely. Or sometimes you work, or sometimes you work in a fast food restaurant, or sometimes your family brings home, your family brings home pizza. That's what you eat. I mean, I'm not blaming my parents or anything, but I grew up on soul food. Fried chicken, salty stuff. We used to keep our grease in the Maxwell House can and reuse it for fried fish the next time. I ate chitlins, hog maws, pig ears, pig feet. I ate every piece of thing of a pig because my dad liked it and he ate it, and I was the #1 son. So guess who got it? Guess who got the first taste? Me. And hot sauce cures everything.
What's pig face? My daughter just had that in a restaurant.
My favorite is pig ears. It's a huge ear, about maybe as big as this thing, but shaped as an ear, put on the plate. And has the gristle in it. Huh?
What does it taste like?
Fat with a gristle in it,
Bacon?
Kind of, it has a bacon taste, but it's not crunchy. Because the only thing crunchy is the gristle in the ear. So you cut it, you put mustard on it. I mean, it sounds gross, but it's not bad. I put mustard in hot sauce, pure. But pig feet, you eat,
I've seen it, but I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, but I grew up on that stuff. So I'm not blaming my parents. But I'm telling you, because when you get 18, you can change up and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I ate that kind of stuff. And it was cool. Now, we ate healthy stuff too. We didn't all just eat pig feet, pig ears, fried chicken, but I'm saying, yeah, I mean,
I think a lot of us grew up too, well,
A lot of you are younger than me.
Well, in the Clean Plate Club.
Say again?
In the Clean Plate Club, you know, you can't get up from that table till your plate's clean.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ours
Whether
was
you were
better
full
eater, you're being
or-
starving.
Yep. But guess what, Tara?
Although we were.
We're not in that club anymore.
No. I'm not making that between. But back in the day,
Yeah.
plates were a little bigger than this.
Yeah, that's true.
Now plates are called platters.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, now plate, they got plate. If somebody gave you a plate of food like this, you'd be like, dude, what's wrong? You trying to kill me? Trying to starve me?
It's dessert plate.
Yeah. This is what
That's for that good
hey,
crazy chocolate. What is
you
it,
can't even put
Jack?
you can't even put a cheesecake factory cheesecake on this plate.
That's for your coffee, that's for your coffee.
This is for 3 pieces of bread. You know what I mean? It was like yesterday we went to the restaurant, and I was thinking of you, Karen. We went to the restaurant here. You know, here's the lady.
Yep.
Put some, you know what's funny, guys? I want you guys to notice this, and Marcellus is different. You guys should know that by now. But I do things differently. So when I'm going to a restaurant, I'm thinking, okay. First of all, I'm the biggest one at this table. There's little Taylor, who weighs all of a ball, 100 pounds. There's little Dell, and then there's Christy, and then there's little Australian person, right? And then there's me. So when the lady brings the roll, she comes from this side and just like this. He puts the rolls right in front of the big dog, right? Now, I'm very good at not eating rolls, but it's just funny to watch, you know, how people say stereotype. We got to get the big dog, we got to get the big person to play, and you'll notice. So, hopefully, that doesn't happen to you guys. Really, Marcellus, I'll be fine. But it's just funny. You got to notice the funny thing that happens in life, how people automatically assume this guy, like, he eats a couple rolls. You know what I mean? And I had the Mr. BFIT thing on everything, see there. But that's, I mean, those are things that you guys should notice about yourselves and how about the environment when you go out. The environment is huge. It's probably, to me, one of the big ones where you grow up in. And it could come up with your poverty level too, where you are as far as where you came up with how much money you have and money you don't have. And believe it or not, I think it's opposite of what you guys are probably thinking. You guys might be thinking the less money you have, the worse you eat. I think it's the other way around. Because people who have a lot of money eat out more. They can afford to go out and eat.
Yeah, but healthy food is expensive. Like to eat healthy and organic is a lot more expensive.
Well, but you know what though? So I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But you can get fried chicken and take the skin off. I mean, green beans, you can go to the can sale and get green beans in the can.
Oh, I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that. But what I'm saying is I think a lot of people who have it, the havers, are the ones who can afford to go out to dinner. And when you go out, to Carrie's point, these guys are cooking with no salt, no love. They're ones and they're not cooking with small portions. Who wants to say, hey, go to Cheesecake Factory because they give you a little plate like this, bro? No one ever recommends a restaurant that gives you a small plate. Or go to the Cheesecake Factory, they make it with no salt and no butter and everything. and the cake is no sugar. Who the heck wants to go to, did you hear that? Who the heck wants to go to that restaurant? Huh? You see what I mean? So we're a creature of our own habit. And that's just my own thinking. Books will tell you that, the poverty levels, I still think I think it's both. I think you can eat bad because you don't eat at home. Because we don't have time. And we want to enjoy and treat ourselves, and we have money. So, how about we have somebody else go? We're trying to fortify the economy a little bit. So, I mean, there's things to think about, guys. What are the health effects of being overweight and obese? Just name it. What?
Heart disease.
Number 1.
Diabetes.
Number 3. It's like Family Feud.
High cholesterol.
That's not on there, but it's up there. Blood pressure. Yep. That's number 4. Stroke is number 2.
Stroke?
Oh.
People don't think that. You don't think stroke unless you you know what I mean? Stroke is, because, let me tell you guys, this is me, all right. Who knows what high blood pressure is? Please tell me. What's high blood pressure, Barbara?
It's the pressure of the blood under exertion when your body's at force versus the comparison to the diastolic number when it's at rest. The pulling action of your heart. I work in the medical.
That's correct. Ding, 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 ding. So, with that if you go to the doctor and your blood pressure's high, and people say, oh, it's white coat syndrome. It's because I'm at the doctor, I'm nervous. Does that make sense?
That has occurred,
You know what
but
happens?
it's not every.
It's not, that's not, if it gives you a point, I'll give that. But nervousness doesn't make your heart rate work faster. It makes you feel anxiety, but it does not scientifically make your heart work harder. You understand what I'm saying? And so the bottom line is your pressure is high. And what that means is your heart is working harder. If you think of your heart as a 4-cylinder engine, I remember forget when I had my like second or third car, I thought it was the coolest guy ever. I had a black Pontiac Grand Am. 4-cylinder. I didn't know the difference before. I thought it was cool because I got it at a cheap price. Now I know I got it at a cheap price because it was a 3-cylinder in my eyes, but it was a 4-cylinder engine. So when you go in, anybody who knows upstate New York, it's hilly. Especially when you go through Albany and go through Binghamton and stuff like that, when you're going out 81, it's kind of hilly in some areas. It's very picturesque, and you see stuff like that, but it's hilly. So Mack trucks and buses were passing me. I'm thinking to myself, this isn't cool. Well, guess what? Your heart is a 4-cylinder engine. When you're at the weight that you're supposed to be at, that's cool. When you're a little overweight, you're putting a 6-cylinder body on your 4-cylinder engine. And your heart has to work harder. Hence, high blood pressure. That's the bottom line. When your heart's working hard. So my heart didn't care that some of me was muscle. And I'll be totally honest with you. When I had my HA, I was my biggest weight ever. I was 255. I had never weighed 255 before. Half of it was NBA, Caitlin. The other half was living the dream, partying hard. I mean, I worked my butt off. I did personal training on the weekends. I worked 60-something hours in NBA. You know, I stayed up late. I was a husband, model, cutting grass, and all that kind of. I did everything I had to do. I slept for 4 hours. My thing was the good Lord telling me to slow down. That's what happened to me. But I'm not going to blame hereditary or my dad's fried chicken and all that kind of stuff. It was because I didn't get enough rest. I ate badly. I drank, and all that kind of stuff. And I was stressed out and continued not to get rest. So guess what? The good Lord, thankfully, figured out He wanted me to do more retreats and hang out with you guys. So I was able to spare my life. You know what I mean? So being overweight is no joke, man. So I'm not going to blame anybody but myself. You know, I look at my wedding picture today, I'm like, man, you know, that's what I'm telling you guys. If you're not married yet, before you get married, get in shape. Because that picture's going to be there for a long time. Okay? So I'm sitting in my big bloated up self. In my wedding picture, I'm like, doggone, I can't believe I said that. I'm like, dog, man, here I am, this big dog, for real. My head was bigger than this now. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. And I knew that. Okay? So I'm telling you guys, man. You know, like 2 years before I think a year before I had my HA. So don't blame anybody but yourself, guys. If you have some law. Just go back to the drawing board and figure out what you need to do. It's not the kid. It's not I got to cook for my husband. I don't have any time. My job thing. It's you. Okay? At the end of the day, it's what you're doing or not doing that has you in the situation that you're in. And the minute you stop blaming yourself, blaming other people, then the minute you'll fix the problem. You know? And thankfully, you guys will listen to somebody. Somebody's going to be that epiphany. Hope it's me. Hope it's Carrie. Hope it's Patrice. Somebody's going to tell you guys something that's going to click. You know, I think what Shelly said, she wanted to come in and get refocused. That's great. That's what you do. But you got to use this tool, use this retreat as a time that you don't have to keep saying to read if you stay. Read means again. Okay? If you stay focused.